Good morning, everyone. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and today is Wednesday, July the 19th, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We are looking at 3 different time frames. We've got more earnings coming out. At 8:30, the housing starts come in. Hopefully, I will be stopped yammering from there, but we can see what's going to happen here at the top of this motion. I got to tell you, I did not think that we would just run headlong into this position, but we have. And so I'm going to take this one and move it up here, right? 46.35 3/4. That's essentially the next wick. I'm pretty sure the traders are going to try and get 4,600 today, no matter what. That's just my suspicion. I am going to delete this rectangle because what is it telling us right now? Nothing. So if we are looking at breakout formations, right, a lot of times when we are not in a strong trend and we have this thing that looks a little bit like a rising wedge, things will break and then collapse, right? But we haven't done that, right? We actually have come in. I'm going to move that a little further down, 44.93, 44.92, and we're holding this zone very nicely from a weekly perspective in a great big breakout. Now, what normally happens when we have heavy congestion like this and we break away? Everybody who's been, okay, I'm going to short here, I'm going to short here, I'm going to short here, when it blows out, everybody has to cover. Okay, so once again, sounding like a broken record, but I do believe a lot of this motion is being fueled by short covering. Now, I don't have any way to quantify that as true. Just trading for 20 years, that's my gut. Okay, so who cares what's fueling it? Well, if it stays up here long enough, buyers who are thinking to themselves, you know what, this is short covering, are going to come to the realization of, holy cow, this is not short covering, and they are also going to buy the dips, which would give us another opportunity for a really big move to the north. All of the regular stats that we watch, all of the things that we might get from wherever we get them, if we only look at technical backdrops and not fundamental backdrops, this is going to accelerate back into the old highs, potentially. And so our thought is, how can I participate? And again, here's what we do. 2 candles to the left plus the original candle that we're looking at. Am I above the close? Yes. Am I above the high? No. If I'm above the close but not above the high, there is possibly supply up there, so I know if I want to go long, I want to do it on the pullback. All right, what might the housing starts numbers give us today? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to give us, but they're going to do something. So when will sellers say to themselves, oh, this looks like I can fade it? They're going to see a high that cannot be breached, but also a low that gets broken. Now, that's not every seller. I'm talking about someone who might run something down the flagpole, right? This great big motion here, I'm going to cut it in half and say 45.70, only because I'm one of those girls that likes to divide things in half. That's just my thing. So we're going to look at that and say, eyeballs wide, if I fade, just so long as I hold 45.70, I've got strength in my upward motion. If you want to short this, it's a scalp now because the buyers are still coming in at around that 45.84 and holding it fairly tight. Okay, so I'm going to move this down to 45.84, give us a little clean support edge that if we lose it, we go, ruh-roh, I got to go to 80. And then you can stair step it down. But right now, the only kind of short you want to think about is a scalp. But if you want to move with the trend and not go short trying to pick up pennies in front of a steamroller, wait for the pullback into this 4-hour formation and take yourself a buy. Your risk becomes very, very small. All right, that's a lot of blabbing. Let's get to the cues. Whoa. Whoa. Look at that. Beast. And Tesla reports after the close today. A lot of bullish formations in the Tesla trade. I mean, a lot. A lot of people looking at that 300 strike and, all the big guns that keep moving the market up, particularly in tech, are still holding steady. All right. Microsoft with the Activision business and all of that just looking really grand. So what do we have? Well, we've got, from a monthly perspective, we're just climbing right back up to this. My thought is, I think we probably get here at the open of this monthly candlestick. Literally, whatever. Somewhere around there, 16,388, okay? So take a look here. Notice this flow. It's just broken straight through to the upside, right? This is about half the size of this candle. I'm not going to adjust it. But the support zone is 15,944, right? Have I broken to a new high since the pre-market? No. Actually, that was yesterday. Have I broken above yesterday's high? No. So what am I doing? I'm trying to do that. Look at this. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. That is not a formation that collapses. It's a formation that comes back, tests, and finds buyers. Look, up, 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 but extended. So, we're not holding our trades for months, so don't look at that. Except to go, that's moving up. It's retracing the entire formation. In the end, if I had bought this in January of 2022, I'm still underwater, right? It's a sideways motion, and I honestly believe that our bigger picture is some kind of big sideways whatever. Okay, the next big thing that I want to talk about is oil. So, a lot of stuff coming in. Everybody is talking about, wow, X, Y, and Z. Listen, we have a train wreck coming here, and it's going to put oil at incredible highs. But is it now in front of an election cycle? Let's just think about things that need to happen for everybody to stay happy. Are you going to be happy as a consumer if all of a sudden, just before elections, we have fuel that is, $4 a gallon? Listen, for those of us listening to this in Europe, where you guys pay, I don't know, last time I was there, I think it was like $12 a gallon, maybe? Can't remember. I was in Malta just several months ago, and I think that's what it was, because, it was in liters, and I had to do the conversion stuff, whatever. It was expensive. It was very expensive for premium fuel. Okay, so that being said, my little tinfoil hat says, put it on right now and think about not overextending yourself going long oil. Now, we've been long the USO for a bit, but it's getting long in the tooth, and so we covered because it hit our target. The next question is, do we chase it up the flagpole and widen our risk, or do we sort of position in another way? But my thought is the following. We have upward drafts into 78. Could that be there? Absolutely. That is, easily we go to 80 with heavy congestion before they do something dopey, I'm going to say it, and draw down the SPR some more. Those caverns are going to collapse, and we're going to have nowhere to store fuel. If you don't, just take a look at what the salt caverns look like that they put the fuel in, and read about that if you want to know what's going on. Not good. Terrible, actually. So, but this is my thought. My thought is that even as all the news is coming out, and we're long oil, It's going to be a flashpoint to the north, and then they're going to do something that is going to affect the price and bring it right back in. That's just my gut. Okay, we have the EIA report coming in today. That's it. The big thing is the RTY. Folks, I know I have not gone over the, help me, the, wow, language, the ETFs, but just a lot going on this morning, and I do want to get this out and not spend 15 minutes on a recap. So here we are with the RTY. This thing exploded yesterday, did tremendously well, sitting right at the top of a weekly formation. Now, how do people respond to this? First group of folks go, there's my sell zone, right? Second group of folks go, wow, it's not as strong here. I'm making new highs, but pulling off of them. I'm still holding my support, but I'm really starting to dip, and it concerns me, so I'm going to cover a little bit of my long, right? Where's that edge? 1980. That looks pretty fair to me. Buyers going to try and defend this. If we lose it, this motion, you know, it feels long in the tooth. However, we continue to make a lower number of new lows every time we're coming into the market. And so this is something that we have to say, you know, it should, but so far it isn't. We've got to watch it break down and then bounce and fail to give us a brand new high. Emery, doesn't that count me out of getting the top? Yeah, everybody wants to be catching the top or the bottom and be a hero and pat themselves on the back, wear a nice smoking jacket, maybe put on a little crown. But that's all it's going to get you if you don't manage it well enough, because a lot of people get clipped up at these tops trying to find tops or bottoms, and they get themselves destroyed. So no need to be a hero, right? The market's filled with a graveyard of heroes. Okay, what is the very last thing? Oh, wait, I want to talk about gold. Golly. So what's happening with gold? Now, you know that my supposition is that every big bounce in gold right now is a sell. The dollar is cratering, and for whatever reason, you know, who knows? I'm not smart enough to know that. But what I do know is the following. What happened to gold, remember, I talked about, hey, listen, what's happening here is that we have a bounce and a higher low. So what we're going to likely do is move up through the congestion, but it's likely to be a sell zone somewhere around its old support area, which is what I drew here. Now, what's going to happen? Again, first thing, people come in, they go, ooh, I'm going to short it. It's a double top. Okay, so they're in. People who are long are saying, you know, I'm not moving up with quite the amount of speed. I've got a little bit, wow, should I be rolling this contract? That looks terrible. I'll check it out later. It's a little gappy, pulling back a little bit. I think I might need to take some profit. Every open of my candlestick formation on the 4-hour is really looking a bit garbagey. And so what I want to do is raise my stop, and I want to take some profit. And so that's what's happening right now. Look at this. Green just touching the ribbon. So that's got upside pressure on it. Green just recovering the top of the ribbon. Also has upside pressure on it. Green just pulled back, moving to the upside. Also has upside pressure on it. Don't just run out here and go short and then go to the beach. Not a good idea. All right, that's it for me, folks. Sorry a bit long-winded, but there's a lot going on right now. Bitcoin really holding is that alternate store of value. Market-wise, just a lot of things that are hinging on specific motion. Be alert, move to shorter time frame trades. and you keep yourself out of trouble. All right, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.